Alright, we're doing this from bed today because I am cold and lazy. So this is the 7th video in my Stormlight Archive recap, starting with The Way of Kings, and in this video we're going to go over Interludes 4, 5, and 6. Like my last Interludes video, I'm mostly going to talk about what we learned from the Interludes rather than, combing through every detail. But first we start with Ryzen, who is an apprentice to a Thayland merchant. And they are apparently in Shinovar, and one of the funny things she mentions is how weird the grass is. But the grass is like the grass we know, where it's just sticking out of the ground, it doesn't go anywhere, because in a lot of, parts of this world, the grass will like retreat during high storms or retreat if you step on it and stuff like that. But here, there's soil, there's grass, it's more like the world we know. We learn a little bit about Shin society. We learn that fighters are actually like on the bottom of their societal totem pole. They're pretty much just slaves, and we know this from Szeth as well, but we learn here again that they have oath stones that are traded around, and that's how people control these warriors. But farmers in this society are actually at the top and have the power. So Vistim is I think that's how you say it, I don't know, is the merchant that she is apprenticed to, and he is there trading with the Shin. So he's trading like random, objects, garbage basically, that was soul cast into metal. They specifically don't want stone soul cast into metal. And in return, they're getting chickens. And it's kind of funny, but we learn that the way that they barter is by saying that their stuff is like the least valuable. They're like, no, this is practically garbage to me, like worth literally nothing. It's crazy that you're giving me anything for this. And it's like, the more you downplay how much your stuff is worth, the more they like it. Now, the big thing we learn from this interlude is that Vistim apparently used to own Szeth. He is the original like first owner after he was sold. And it doesn't seem like he knows what became of Szeth, though, because he's asking them, like, do you have any more, fighters like him I could have? And they're basically like, no, you're not going to see another like him. He was truthless. He was, like, worth less than nothing. We still don't know quite what truthless means, but yeah. Next, we meet Axes the Collector, and what he's collecting is a log, basically, of every kind of spren, like what they look like, how you get them. It opens with the aftermath of him getting himself incredibly drunk to try and see what kind of spren intoxicated people see. We learn that he is Amian, which I guess is not a super common type of person, but he has like blue nails and eyes, his shadow is cast in the wrong direction, and he has like tattoos and colorings on his skin that he can change and use to do whatever he wants with. So like amongst his people, I guess it's common to use this for like note taking. So when he was super blasted drunk, he's not going to remember anything, but he utilized his body markings to give himself notes of what these like ale spren, he calls them, looked like. This chapter ends with him observing this giant spren, where there's only like one of a kind of this spren. It like is in the center of town. It's called the Protector, and it launches out of water in this like great jet stream, and it has this like neck stump, I guess, and faces are projected on it, like a bunch of different human faces, and it's like facing, he says, towards the origin. And after like 10 minutes of it switching face, he ends up feeling like drained. And we don't really know what the significance of that is, but just to put that there. And then finally, we learn what Szeth has been up to. His current owner, Makek, has been having him kill people, and also build a name for himself that's very dramatic. Like, he goes around with this cloak, he's very intimidating, and he's had to start using his shard blade. So there are like rumors and things kicking up about this person who's like, leaving cuts in stone and all these things that a normal man shouldn't be able to do. But at the end of the chapter, when Szeth is about to kill his mark, someone's already beat him to it. This person calls Szeth's son Naturo, and Szeth is like, don't use the name of my father, and this stranger has his oath stone. This person ends up giving Szeth a hit list and how exactly these people are to be killed, and there are very highly influential people on there, so we know that things are not going to be the same after Szeth starts killing these people. And that's it, and we move on to part 3.